Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are finally going to be doing something that I've been waiting to do to Kermit ever since I bought the car, and that is to peel off all the Bondo that's on the passenger side of this car. So I checked the driver's side. The driver's side is actually pretty solid, you know, considering. But yeah, there's no Bondo on the driver's side. All of the Bondo is just packed on the passenger side. And what I think happened was, back in the day at some point, this car was sideswiped. At least that's what I'm thinking happened. So it was sideswiped all the way up to the front there on the passenger door, and they just packed this thing full of freaking Bondo. So earlier I was just kind of messing around, just kind of touching this, and a huge chunk kind of fell off, and that's this piece right here. And I really got to see how thick this is laid on there. I'm sure there are cars out there that have had thicker chunks or whatever, but for your average fix, this is a pretty good chunk. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start ripping all the Bondo off this thing, and then we are going to fill this bucket with Bondo. So in the comments, take a guess. Write down in the comments how much Bondo you think is going to come off this car. But anyway, I'm excited. Let's just start ripping all this Bondo off right now. All right, first things first, we're gonna open the trunk with my trunk key here. And let's get that marker light out of there, because, I mean, I can't really save this, but I also, oh, is it coming out right? Okay. Sure, yeah, let's just, okay, we'll just go ahead and set that off to the side. Never mind, we don't, that's hilarious that just fell out of there. What happened? Oh, maybe one of my friends took these off or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, that just fell out of there. Cool, that's one thing down. All right, so now that the side marker light has just evacuated itself, let's just start ripping this off. Oh man, holy crap. Dude, look how that is insane. What are these, like spider webs behind there? Yeah, it is. That, okay, good grief. That is a huge chunk of Bondo. All right, we'll set that in the bucket. Where's my little peeler tool? Oh yes, my key / peeler tool. Oh, this whole jeez! Oh my gosh, dude! Look at the size of this! That is wild, man. Yeah, you can see right here where yeah, all of this was just smashed in, and then they welded on like those little pop tabs, and then they just popped this whole quarter back out and then just smeared a huge slab Bondo across this whole thing. All right, well, let's keep going. Okay, so I've noticed that the bulk of the Bondo has been in just like the back half of the quarter panel here, like on the bottom. And then as we start moving like further towards the front of the door, it's getting thinner and thinner. So yeah, again, I think that it was just smashed super hard here, as you can see. And again, you know, they welded all those like little rods to it and just popped the metal out and tried to fix it as best as possible, but yeah, it's not that great. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to replace this whole quarter. Obviously, you know, this is all rotted right here. This is all just kind of chunking inward. But yeah, you can see like the Bondo is just getting thinner and thinner, And I think it's just going to be like the same story all the way down here. Yeah, that seems like metal down there for the most part. But yeah, all that stuff back there was just super thick. But as we come to the front of the door here, and we can see that there is oh yeah, just like that. There is quite a bit of Bondo here, so I'm gonna move on to the front here and just start kind of chipping away at it that way. And you can see obviously they did the same thing over here. So yeah, clearly the car was hit on this side and they just popped it all out and then Bondoed it. But anyway, I'm gonna get my safety glasses on for this, because the more I'm hitting it, just like small little chunks are like flying towards my face, and I don't need stuff to go into my eyes anymore. I've had pretty bad experiences in the past, so time to glass up. Oh, also, I don't know why I wasn't using my little scraper. I just found this in my toolbox. It works a hell of a lot better than that stupid screwdriver. But yeah, so I'm able to get underneath here pretty well and scrape off big chunks. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this and get the rest of this crap off. That works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've made a small little discovery as I was knocking the Bondo off. I thought I saw something like fall down by the wheel here, and there's just like tons of dirt that's just falling down. But in the dirt, I have just found a little 22 caliber bullet. That's crazy. And if you don't really know much about 22 caliber bullets, these are rim fire. So if you were to hit the rim of this anywhere, it could set that off. And I'm not really worried about that. I know a lot about guns. You would need a barrel in order for all that projectile energy to really hurt you. I mean, I guess it technically could, but not nearly as bad as it would be down a barrel. But yeah, still, that's super cool. First bullet ever found inside a body of a car. I'm sure a lot of you guys have, or it might be pretty common, but yeah, that's cool. Well, I think that about does it. I can't really get much more off the car. It would take me another like 47 years, 6 days, and 11 hours to get the rest of the crap off with a frickin' chisel. So I think at this point, I'm done. I've scraped about as much Bondo off the car as I possibly can. The rest of this is just, I think all this is just paint up here. Like I said, my thoughts were kind of correct. They just put Bondo up to this body line and then just, thinned it out like right here. And then all of this I believe is just metal. But like all of this back here was just caked in Bondo. Yeah, so here's the bucket. I still got to sweep the floor and put all the rest of the chunks that I've kind of kicked around everywhere and flung off. But yeah, I mean, we got quite a bit of Bondo off this thing. This chunk is just crazy. Yeah, that's wild. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sweep up, put everything in this bucket, and then we're gonna weigh it. We're gonna see how much all this stuff weighs. I'm guessing 7, 8 pounds. I don't know. We'll see. So, floors have been swept. The Bondo is off the car. Man, that is wild. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and chuck these big chunks here in this bucket and see how much this stuff weighs. It's not very heavy. I thought there'd be a lot more Bondo than there is. So, I've already calibrated the little weighing machine here to, you know, get rid of the bucket, so therefore all the other weight now is the weight inside the bucket. And that's it, there we go. 5.65 pounds, so just over 5.5 pounds of Bondo. That's, yeah, that, even still, that's wild. That's a crazy amount of Bondo, man, holy cow. Yeah, a lot of it was like stuffed into this like super deep little crevice here, and then, you know, everything else was just kind of spread around. But yeah, there was quite a bit of Bondo around the rear marker light here. But like I said, everything else that's on here now is just like super thin, can't really get it off, and so I'm just gonna leave that and have the car media blasted. But yeah, so that's cool. Glad everything is off, but yeah, that's a hefty chunk of Bondo, man. Good grief. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to make that short little video because I thought it was super cool. I really wanted to freaking peel that Bondo off. It was driving me crazy. But now that the car is in the garage, I'm gonna finally start disassembling Kermit here, and I think I'll start popping fenders off, get the grill off, start taking all this crap out of the engine bay. I'll disconnect the steering column there. I'll leave the K-member in. I'll leave the torsion bars in, and I'll just knock it out. And when I start unbolting the K-member, and just drop all this out at once, just like I did with the Coronet when I was doing the Hemi swap. Yeah, and then, you know, set this up on jack stands, and then once I get a welder, still don't have one of those. So once I get a welder, then I'll start making myself some casters and bolt them onto the car, and that way I can move the car around while it has no wheels or suspension or, you know, the rear axle in there. So it'd be kind of cool. And then starting back here, I'll probably go ahead and start disassembling the tail panel area. So get all the tail lights out of there, take the bumper off, take the deck lid off. Yeah, just like the rear tail light bezel here we'll just pull outwards. I think there's 2 bolts down here somewhere, but whatever. Yeah, so I'll start getting all that out of the car, rip all the old wiring out of the thing, and start getting this car prepped and ready. I don't know if I mentioned yet, but I've kind of made a decision. The car is not going to stay ratty. I'm actually going to tear it all down to bare metal and repaint the thing. The car, unfortunately, is just too far gone for the condition that it's in to be left patina. If the car was solid and looked like this, perfect, but it's not, unfortunately. So the car deserves to be restored the right way. I think I might do like a cool resto mod with the thing, have it like sit a little bit lower. Might do a Gen 3 Hemi in the thing. I already have a Nag 1 5-speed automatic transmission that came off the 6.1 that I used in the Coronet there. But I haven't decided that yet. So if I do a Gen 3 Hemi, I might do a 5.7 or a 6.4, or if I can find another 6.1, I'll put one in here. But yeah, again, haven't really decided that yet. 440 Gen 3 Hemi, kind of leaning on both of those things here. But yeah, so happy to announce that the car will be completely restored back to somewhat factory spec. I mean, it'll look like it on the outside for sure. And then same thing with the interior. The interior is going to get completely gutted, and the interior is actually going to get restored back to factory spec, seats and all, including the dash. Now that I've said that, I think I might, if I can find factory seats that are in good condition, because the ones I have over there are pretty much thrashed, but if I can get seats that are somewhat like the factory original ones, but maybe just have like a little bit more bolstering on the sides, then I'll use those. But yeah, tear the friggin' dash out, get the steering column out, restore the steering wheel, because the steering wheel is actually in really good shape. You know, go through the headliner, all that stuff. But yeah, man, I'm freaking excited. But anyway, if you like what you saw, please subscribe. And like I said, we're gonna be doing a ton more videos here on Kermit, and I'm pretty excited to start restoring this car. I've never done like a full restore. Like I said, I've kind of rescued that thing, cleaned it up, did a whole bunch of work to it, but didn't do anything to the body. The body was really good when I got the car. I just had to clean it up a bunch, but this car, not that way. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button, and dudes, we will see you next time.